Hi, welcome to the next video from careerwrite.com. Our topic for this video is how to write an effective resume. The most important document in the entire process of job hunting is your resume. This is the only element in the whole process that is absolutely under your control. Think of it as your marketing brochure that creates a brand for you in the market. If you're serious about job hunting, this is one document that you cannot afford to ignore. Is it tough to write one? No, not at all. In fact, you are the best person to write your own resume. Stay tuned till the end as I show you how to write an impressive resume for yourself. So, here's a glimpse of what we are going to cover in this video. Every single thing that I have included in this video is going to be useful. I would recommend that you please do not skip any section. Listen to everything I say very carefully till the end, because every single mistake can cost you the opportunity. Okay, so let us begin by discussing the important sections of your resume. Some of these sections are common for the freshers and the experienced candidates both. But depending on your requirement, you can add or delete any section or change their positions. Nothing said here is carved in stone. Imagine the recruiter who is going to shortlist your resume and think what they would like to see in it, in what order of priority, and write your resume for them. By the time you finish writing your resume, you'll notice that you have a lot of clarity of thoughts about yourself, your expectations from your career, your strengths, etc. And with this knowledge about yourself, you'll be able to deal with your interview very effectively. Okay, so the first section is name and contact details. Well, you all know that your resume should begin with your name and contact details. But the reason I'm bringing this up here is because I've seen some resumes with a heading on top of them, like curriculum vitae, CV, resume, biodata, etc. So for those of you who have these headings on top of your resume, please remove them. You can straight away begin with your name and then go on to your email address and phone number. It is important that the number you provide is the one that you would pick up. And the email address, it should be formal. That is a combination of your first name and last name. Don't use an informal email address like funnymonkey@abc.com. Such addresses are repulsive. Provide just one phone number and email address also, so that neither the recruiter nor you are confused. Providing the street address at the top is not mandatory because cell phones and email addresses are more commonly used for communication these days. However, I prefer writing the city and the country you are currently in at the top. Follow your contact details with a short and crisp career objective. There's no need to provide a heading to this section. As an experienced candidate looking for a change in the same domain, you may want to skip this section altogether, and that's okay. In your case, career summary is more important, which we are going to discuss next. But for freshers, I would highly recommend including this section. Your career objective tells the recruiter who you are, what kind of a job you are interested in, and what do you have to offer to the company. An example of a career objective for freshers can be something like a fresh electronic engineer, well versed with Verilog and designing fundamentals, seeking an entry-level position in a chip and circuit designing company. See, with this kind of a career objective, how easily you tell who you are, what do you want, and what do you have to offer. What follows the career objective is the career summary section. This section is the gist of your whole resume. Write this section in 5 to 6 bullet points. Anything that you find to be of prime importance in your candidacy can be a part of this section. Try writing your resume with a funnel approach. Everything written below should support what's written up. However, ensure that you do not just keep repeating the information. Take a look at this example of career summary for an experienced candidate and a fresher. Pause the video and see this example if you need to. Okay, so what comes after the career summary is the educational qualifications section. Experienced candidates may want to put this section a little behind because their work is more important. But if you are a fresher, there is no doubt that this is one of the most important sections of your resume. Starting from your most recent degree, go back to your 10th. The format to present your education details can be of your choice, tabular or bullets or whatever you like. I personally prefer bullets because they save space. There's no need to provide a breakup of your semester-wise marks. Just write the aggregate marks you scored. But just think over what I'm going to say now. And this applies both to freshers and experienced candidates. If you are a fresher, all your batchmates will pass out of the college with same degree, same subjects, similar type of marks. And if you are an experienced candidate, maximum number of applicants will have similar type of experience. So what is it that would set you apart from everybody else? Why should the employer shortlist your resume out of all? Well, the answer to this lies in the activities you do in addition to your studies or work. Any hobbies, extracurricular activities that you do, they say a lot about you. Do new things so that you can gain some practical experience and showcase some different facets of your personality in the resume. Okay, next comes the skills section. For technical people like software or hardware engineers, etc., this section needs to be divided into two parts. The first part is technical skills. This can be a list of languages, databases, operating systems, etc. that you know. Present your technical skills something like this. The second subpart of this section is interpersonal skills. This is important because including some relevant soft skills required to perform that role is quite useful in getting the recruiter's attention. A relevant list of interpersonal skills immediately tells the hiring manager that this is a suitable candidate. And as I say in all my videos, to be able to find out what you should write here, don't just go by the job notification. Do a bit of research. Find out the qualities a candidate needs to perform that role successfully. And once you have this list, see what qualities out of those you possess. This is what you should offer to the recruiter here. My website careerright.com carries sample resumes on hundreds of positions. So what I'll do is to show you what type of things you can write under each section for your type of position. I'll give you a link at the end of this video that carries all the sample resumes, and I'll also put it in the description box below. To be able to make best use of these samples, see them after the video. Okay, let's move on to the next section. After skills, you can write your major job responsibilities. Technical candidates would need a separate job responsibilities section. However, if you're a non-technical candidate, consider merging your skills and job responsibilities sections. I've seen a lot of technical candidates repeating the same job responsibilities under each project they have worked on. This unnecessarily increases the length of your resume. Consider clubbing them all together under this section and you'll see how much space you save. In fact, this will make your resume more reader friendly. Here's an example of how this section would look for a finance position. What comes next is the achievements section. This is one of the most important sections of your resume. In fact, much more important than your job responsibilities. The responsibilities are given to you by someone, but what you make out of them tells me about the metal in you. Make sure that you give this section the time it deserves. The most important thing to do here is try to quantify the achievements because that is what adds weight to them. Let's see an example. Increase the conversion rate of the website from 1% to 5% within 6 months for XYZ company in this year. What have we done here is we have quantified the achievement and also shown how long back we did this and how much time did we take. Well, here are two more examples to help you. After this, we can move on to the projects undertaken section. Freshers can include the mini projects, internships, summer projects, etc. under this section. In case of experienced candidate, This section is mostly used by the technical people. You can provide the information about the projects you have worked on, followed by one line describing what the project was all about. And then you can provide your employment history. Again, go in a chronologically descending order here. Keep all the dates towards the right hand side. Don't skip the months when you write the dates. And then you can have a section for your extracurricular activities. This could be anything that you do in addition to your job. Any sports you play, any social work that you do, anything. This section gives an insight into your personality. If you have written and presented any papers, participated in any conferences, these can be a part of this section too. And at the end comes the personal details section. There's no need to write your father's or mother's name, your gender, passport number, etc. You can just go with your date of birth, languages known, and address. Your final resume will look something like this. Pause the video and see it if you need to. Okay, now that we are done with the resume format, let us see some important do's that you must pay attention to. Number one is location. Remember, I told you in the very beginning, include your city and country below the name at the top. This is because when a job is advertised, candidates from all over the country apply. But the recruiters may want to hire a candidate who is available locally. This is especially true in case of junior level employees. The resumes from candidates outside the city are trashed in this case. Including this information will help you survive this basic screening. Use short and easy sentences. The people screening the resumes are usually the junior level HR people. They are not technical in nature. So avoid using any kind of jargons and abbreviations from your industry. Similarly, don't show off your vocabulary here. If they don't understand what you have written, they'll simply trash your resume. And you can't afford that. The next important thing to do is include keywords in your resume. This is digital age. Resumes are searched online using keywords. Make sure that you find out the keywords used for your kind of profile. Use some job portals for this and include these keywords in your resume. And that is when your profile is going to show up in the searches. Another thing that you can do to make your CV more impressive is use more impactful words. These are the words that show you to be more in control of the situation rather than just being a passive executor. One trick to do this is use past tense of the verbs. For example, rather than writing organizing exhibitions, roadshows, conferences, and retailer meets, write organized various national and international exhibitions, roadshows, conferences, and retailer meets. Similarly, use the words which show that people chose you for something. For example, elected, awarded, offered, elevated, etc. These words demonstrate that other people saw something in you, that they chose you. Okay, now proofreading and redrafting. This is something I can't lay sufficient emphasis on. Writing a resume is a time-consuming job. By the time you'll be finally happy with your resume, you'll realize that you have edited it at least 7 to 8 times. Have the patience and time to do it. Don't sit on the prior evening and think that you will do a very good job with your resume. If you send what you produce in the first draft, it will be a disaster. Another very important thing to do is paying attention to the layout. You may have the best content on your resume, but if it is not visually appealing and just looks like a dump of information, it is again going to land up in the trash bin. The next important thing to do is save the file with your first name followed by the position, so that if the recruiter downloads your resume from his mailbox, they should not need to rename it. Otherwise, it may just get lost. For example, if it is my resume and I'm applying for the position of a PR manager, I would save my file as Shipra_PR_manager. Make different resumes for different positions. In fact, if you really want a result, customize your resume for every position you are applying to. You can't sail with one-size-fits-all approach here. And while adding the details about your latest jobs, don't just append the information to the existing resume. Consider a complete overhaul. Otherwise, it will just lead to an increase in the length of the resume, but ultimately, the recruiter's interest will keep falling. Having said everything, my ultimate advice is follow your own instinct, because resume is one topic on which different people have different opinions. But whatever is taught is not carved in stone anywhere. The best thing to do is listen to all the advices. But if you're convinced, take a conscious call and break the stereotypes. After all, your resume represents you and you should be comfortable with it. Also, it is very important to stay current with the trend here. Something that was not considered apt some years back may be absolutely normal now. For example, the photographs on resume. They were not popular till some years back. But with the advent of social media, it is an in thing now. Similarly, it was said that resume is a formal document. Don't use any graphics in it. But with the popularity of icons, they are being used by people on their resumes as well. The trend keeps changing. Stay current. Okay, now let's see some don'ts. And I promise, they are not just the opposite of the do's that we just saw. The first one being no spelling or grammatical mistakes. Spelling and grammatical mistakes in a resume tell me just one thing loud and clear, and that is the candidate is lazy and not serious enough. Otherwise, why would he take such a chance in the job hunt? Here, I would also like to alert you that many spellings may actually escape the spell check in MS Word, but they may not fit into the context of the sentence. So it is important that you read the whole document carefully. It is just some days back that I saw a resume. What the candidate intended to write was mother, but what he actually wrote was murder. You can imagine the type of impression this left. The next one is past failures and health problems. Okay, now your resume is not the place to showcase your problems. Not just one or two. I have seen so many resumes where candidates had written laid off from ABC Limited on so and so date, or 6 months gap in employment due to so and so health problem. And to make the things worse, they even highlighted these problems in red. So you see, rather than seeing anything positive about you, the recruiter sees only the problem, and the immediate action is resume trashed. I never advocate telling any kind of lies in the interview or resume. But this is, a disaster. You are killing your opportunities even before their eyes. If required, you can explain these things in the interview. But at least allow your resume to get shortlisted. The next one is current or expected CTC. Until and unless it is specified, never include your current or expected CTC in the resume. Till the time you're in the final rounds, avoid talking money. You do not want to be seen as an unaffordable or below the bar candidate too early. It is also very important to eliminate all the irrelevant details from your resume. Anything that doesn't support the objective of your resume is unrelated. Eliminate it straight away. If you expect your recruiters to sift through these unnecessary details, be sure your resume will be trashed. And lastly, don't tell any lies. While you may avoid mentioning some details like a bad health 2 years back, telling any kind of lies in the interview or writing them on the resume is a big no. It is not difficult to find anybody's background these days. Most of the companies conduct a reference check. And even if you somehow manage to get in with your lies, you'll always be under the fear of it being discovered. With this, we have come to the end of this video. CareerRight.com has a collection of hundreds of sample resumes for different kind of positions. You can visit the site and take references. If you find this video useful, do like it and share it with your friends. I also look forward to your comments and see you in the next video.